I am Aligar Lingappa, Assistant Professor, Government Postgrad College, Siriguppa. So today's my chapter is conservation laws, under which my topic is expression for velocity of a single stage rocket. So we know that we have different stages of rocket, a single stage rocket, double stage rocket, multiple stage rockets, like that. Today we discuss about velocity of a single stage rocket. A rocket equation or ideal rocket equation is a mathematical equation that describes the motion of vehicles that follow the basic principle of a rocket. A device that can apply acceleration to itself using a thrust by expelling part of its mass with a high velocity can thereby move due to the conservation of a momentum, that means the conservation of a linear momentum. Whatever that means, which is purely based on Newton's third law of motion, based on a law of conservation of linear momentum. When exhaust gas which moves backward, whereas the rocket which moves forward, based on a law of conservation of linear momentum. Just as the expression, so delta V, change in velocity, which is equal to VE, that indicates a escape velocity log of m naught by mf, which is equal to log of GO log, which is equal to ISP GO log of MO by MF. That means where delta V is the maximum change of velocity of the vehicle, that means with no external forces acting. M naught is the initial total mass including propellant, also known as net mass. MF is the final total mass without propellant, also known as dry mass. M naught is known as a wet mass, MF is known as a dry mass. V, which is equal to ISPGO, is the effective exhaust velocity, where ISP is the specific impulse in dimension of time. Geo is the standard gravity. So that means the expression for the maximum change of velocity of the vehicle in the absence of external force. So what about the derivation for velocity of a single stage rocket? Just consider the following system: rocket of mass m, exhaust of mass delta m. So before detached, that means it is equal to 0. Then after time delta t, where delta mass, certain mass detached, then so then we say that its velocity changes from v to v plus dv. So that is what about initially when t is equal to 0, the velocity of the rocket is v and the mass is m plus delta m. After time delta t, v plus the velocity changes from v to v plus delta v. That means velocity goes on, increases, whereas the mass decreases, say m minus delta m. When the exhaust mass which moves in the direction opposite to that of the direction of motion of the rocket. So that means the significance of the diagram. In the following derivation, the rocket is taken to mean the rocket and all of its unburned propellant. So Newton's second law of motion relates external forces to the change in a linear momentum of the whole system. We know that Newton's second law of motion, the rate of change of linear momentum is directly proportional to the applied force and takes place in the direction of force. So, including rocket and exhaust, sigma Fi, which is equal to a limitation of P2 minus P1 by delta t with the limits delta t tends to 0. Where P1 is the momentum of the rocket at a time t is equal to 0. Then by basic definition we know that the momentum, it is a product of mass and velocity, so that P1 is equal to m plus delta m into v, m mass of the rocket and delta m mass of the exhaust gas, v velocity of the system. Similarly, P2 is the momentum of the rocket and exhaust mass at a time t is equal to delta t. So P2 is equal to m into v plus delta v. So the velocity changes from v to v plus delta v, then plus delta m into ve. And where with respect to the observer, the momentum of the system, a rocket at time is equal to 0 and the momentum of the rocket at a time is equal to t is equal to delta t. V is the velocity of the rocket at a time t is equal to 0. V plus delta v is the velocity of the rocket at a time t is equal to delta t. That means after a certain time interval. V is the velocity of the mass added to the exhaust lost by the rocket during time delta t. M plus delta m is the mass of the rocket at time t is equal to 0. Then m is the mass of the rocket at time t is equal to delta t. M plus delta m, that indicates the initial mass of the system. So small m, that indicates the final mass of the system. That means after time interval delta t seconds. The velocity of the exhaust v in the observer frame is related to the velocity of the exhaust in the rocket frame. V by v is equal to v minus ve, since exhaust velocity is in the negative direction. So the relative velocity with respect to the observer in the rocket with respect to stationary observer, so relative velocity v is equal to v minus ve. A relative velocity means the velocity of one body with respect to velocity of another body. So that means the comparable of velocity of one body with respect to another body is known as relative velocity. So then look here, a change in momentum, P2 minus P1 which is equal to m delta v minus ve into delta m. Here m so called mass, delta v that indicates a change in velocity of the system, v velocity of the exhaust gas, then delta m change in the mass of the system. That means indirectly say mass of the exhaust gas. And using it, dm is equal to minus delta m, since ejecting a positive, delta m results in a decrease in mass. So then initial force sigma Fi which is equal to m into dv by dt plus v into dm by dt. If there are no external forces, then Fi is equal to 0, conservation of linear momentum. So based on the law of conservation of linear momentum, if there is no external force acting on the system, then the linear momentum of the system remains constant, so called law of conservation of linear momentum. Then m into dv by dt, which is equal to minus v dm by dt. Assuming v is constant, this may be integrated as follows. So integration of dv with the limits v to v plus delta v, then minus v, then integration of 1 by m dm with the limits m0 to m1. So initial mass to final mass. So then delta v is equal to say integration of dv, which can be written as delta v, which is equal to v log of m0 by m1. So because we know that integration of 1 by m with respect to dm that gives log m, then applying upper limit and then the lower limit, then we get log m0 minus log m1. Then after simplification, finally we will get delta v which is equal to v log of m0 by m1. So that means which can be expressed in terms of exponential form, m1 is equal to m0 e to the power of minus delta v by v, or m0 is equal to m1 e to the power of delta v or m0 minus m1, which is equal to m1 into e to the power of delta v by v minus 1, where m0 is the initial total mass including propellant, m1 is the final total mass, and v the velocity of the rocket exhaust with respect to the rocket. The specific impulse, or if measured in time, that multiplied by gravity on earth acceleration. So then the value m0 minus m1 is the total mass of propellant expended, and hence mf, which is equal to 1 minus m1 by m0, which is equal to 1 minus e to the power of minus delta v by v, where mf is the propellant mass fraction, the part of the initial total mass that is spent as working mass. So delta v is the integration over time of the magnitude of the acceleration produced by using the rocket engine. What would be the actual acceleration if external forces were absent in a free space? For the case of acceleration in the direction of the velocity, this is the increase of the speed. In the case of an acceleration in opposite direction, it is the decrease of this speed. Of course, gravity and drag also accelerate the vehicle, and they can add or subtract to the change in velocity experienced by the vehicle. Hence, delta v is not usually the actual change in speed or velocity of the vehicle. So what about we derived the equation in the above, that means above expression, which is only for ideal rocket. There must, delta v is not exactly correct, there must be some nearer value. So that means the expression for a velocity of a rocket, that means a single stage rocket. Thank you.